Welcome back to the Full English with me, Matt Riley, as we look ahead to the massive game on Sunday against our friendly but fierce foes, Bangkok Glass. The game kicks off at 6:30 here at the SCG Stadium, and both teams are desperate for a win. Today we're here at the Reds Cafe. Now the Reds Cafe is a great place to meet friends old and new, to share a drink, a coffee, share a snack or an ice cream, and it's really also a good place to feel the heartbeat of the club. If you come in here during the day, you'll see the players and the coaches and the fans coming through and talking in the air conditioning and just relaxing and spending time together. On match days, it's also a really good place in the balcony behind me to share a beer with the fans of the home and the away team. And it's a great place as well to see the developing game, where you'll see the players come down to my left and you'll also see all the fans cheering for the game ahead. It's open throughout the week, but of course very popular on match days. So that's the Red Cafe. It's right next to the swimming pool here, and in the middle of the swimming pool and the Singer pitch. Also, if you'd like to come to our Mung Thong Museum, it's perfectly located here. It's only about 50 metres to the museum. Now the museum is open from 4 o'clock until 9 o'clock every day, but also longer on match days. So come along to the Reds Cafe, join us for a coffee or a tea or a snack, and have a great time with the fans and the players of Mung Thong United. So let's look ahead to Sunday's game. We've just come off an international break, and it's been rather a mixed time for the Thai national teams. The under-19 started fantastically well. They scored 10 goals in their first 2 games, but came back down to earth with a bump against North Korea. Now I went to see that game, and the North Koreans are a really tough team, particularly their number 9, who was sensational. And although the Thai team lost 2-0, they have gone through to the next stage. For the full team, under the first coaching of Surachai, if you remember, Surachai is coaching the national team half his time and Chainat for half his time, they started with a great result. Their friendly win against Bahrain, a 1-0 victory, really seemed to augur well. But then they went away to Iran, and Iran, who've already qualified for the 2014 World Cup, were victorious 2-1. However, the goal by Tirasin by Mui after 80 minutes against Iran was absolutely fantastic. So now we're just waiting for Mui to come back from Iran. We're waiting for Eddie to come back from his World Cup qualification, where playing for Bolivia against Peru, they drew 1-1, and the squad will be ready for that really big game on Sunday, which we're all looking forward to. Welcome to the press room of SCG Mung Thong United. In here, all kinds of people have come. If you remember when we signed Robbie Fowler, Rio Ferdinand was sitting in this very chair here in January for his charity match, and before and after the game it's full of press. So let's have a look in a little more detail at Bangkok Glass. Over the last 5 games, they've won 3, they've drawn 1, and they've lost 1. Some would say they've had quite a good run in. They've played against TOT, Pattaya and Chiang Rai, all of which they won. They drew with Bangkok United, and in their final game of the 5, they lost their last game against Supambri. That was a very close game. They lost by a penalty, quite a marginal penalty as well. In those 5 games, they've scored 12 goals and they've conceded 3, which they must be very pleased about. Currently, they're 5th in the league. They're 4 points behind Supambri, the surprise package of this year, having played the same amount of games, and they're 3 points above Army United, although they have played a game more than Army United. So there's a lot to play for. If Bangkok United, or rather if Bangkok Glass don't win on Sunday, that means that Supambri would be guaranteed 4th spot, and that would be a great result for their chairman, Kun Top. So Bangkok Glass will be very confident about the game on Sunday, because of course on June the 9th, Bangkok Glass beat Mung Thong United 1-0 at the Leo Stadium. And to be honest, the performance of Mung Thong that day was rather flat. So they'll be looking for revenge here. And also, there are lots of connections between Bangkok Glass and Mung Thong United, which we'll have a look at in a moment. So let's have a look at those connections between Bangkok Glass and SCG Mung Thong United in a little more detail. Bangkok Glass have come an awful long way in a very short space of time. Their president, Kun Pawin Birobakdi, has done an amazing job developing the club and the stadium. Of course, the stadium and the pitch is the only artificial one in the Thai Premier League, and the stadium itself is developing superbly well, although only 3 sides at the moment. Next season we'll have the 4th side. So the 3 connections, probably the biggest and most high profile is Tiratip Muenatai. We know him as Lisor, and of course he was one of our players when we won the league way back in 2009-2010. He's been an international for many years. Of course he's played in Belgium and in England, and he's always very, very popular when he was here at Muang Thong. Then he went to BC Tero, where he had a good season, but then moved to Bangkok Glass, where he was in and out of the team quite a while. Now, Bangkok Glass at the beginning of the season, of course, had lots of changes. They dispensed with English coach Phil Stubbins, and then he was replaced by Anurag, who is now at Chiang Rai. But then with the arrival of the second connection between Bangkok Glass and Muang Thong, Coach Tak, Lisor has really, really blossomed. He's scoring more goals, he's taking more attacking positions, and he's a captain and a leader that all the players raise their game for. The third person is Piachart, or Matt. Now Piachart, like Lisor, won the title with Muang Thong United and also went to BEC Tero. So the story was quite similar, but for Piachart, he had a bad injury and he was out for a long time at Tero. There was a big problem with his bones and the pain he was getting from his bones, but he kept training very hard and he got his way back. Also like Lisor, when he got to Bangkok Glass, he was rather in and out of the team with the former coaches. But with Coach Tak, he's been a regular in the team. Now what Matt brings to the game is he's a left-sided attacking defender, but also he's been employed on the right side as well. He's got an excellent left foot, he's very good with free kicks, and he's a very hard worker for the team. So Coach Tak, now some of you will remember him when he won the league with us. He's very surprisingly left Buriram on the same day that they qualified for the Champions League final stages, but the next day, less than 24 hours later, he was signed by Khun Pawin at Bangkok Glass. The changes that he's made have been fantastic. He's been described by Khun Pawin as a humble and simple man who knows how to coach, and all the players have really responded. So Bangkok Glass are in a very good position, and of course they are in the FA Cup final, and in many ways they hold the future of Muang Thong's Champions League in their hands. If Bangkok Glass fail to beat Buriram in the FA Cup final, then Muang Thong will be able to go to the Champions League. If Bangkok Glass win the FA Cup final, it will be them and not us that represent Thailand in the qualification stages next season. So there really is a lot to play for. Join us at 6:30 on Sunday for this excellent and big match in a packed stadium to support us with only 2 more games left, with 3 points behind Buriram United, who of course start half an hour before us. They are playing Bangkok United with a kick-off at 6 o'clock, so a lot of things can happen before the end of the game. SCG Muang Thong United, ready for ASEAN, ready for the AEC.